All right, here's your December 2022 real estate housing market update. So we're going to get into all the latest stats for the cities of Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee, California. We're going to talk about average sales price, how long the average home is taken to sell, and keep you guys updated with what's going on with the inventory levels here locally with the changing market. So I think it's pretty interesting as everything continues to change. So let's go ahead and get into it. My name is Justin Short. I am a realtor and team leader for the Short Real Estate team here in Temecula and Murrieta, California. And this is our monthly market update video for the month of December 2022. We do this every month, keeping you guys updated what's going on here in the market locally, keeping you updated as the market has continued to change, as we flip from the seller's market to the buyer's market. And we're going to compare the stats from this year compared to 12 months ago. And we're also going to compare it to back in May 2022, which we're going to consider as kind of like the peak of the market. So I think most people are aware, that market has changed pretty drastically in the last 6-7 months, and hopefully this is going to give you a really good metric to look back and compare the differences and see exactly how things have changed. But the first thing, if you are liking the videos, please do me a favor. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. If you have any real estate questions, if you're thinking about making a move to the area, or if you're thinking about making a move out of the area, definitely would love to hear from you guys. We have people that reach out to us all the time. Would love to chat with you guys, see if there's anything we can do to help you out with your move, or give you some information, or recommend certain areas, etc. I would love hearing from you. Like call, text, email. You see all of our information below and at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and get into the info here. So the first thing we're going to talk about, the first stat, is the total amount of new listings. So again, we're going to start in December 2022 compared to 1 year ago, December 2021. So in the last 30 days, we have only seen 97 new listings pop up for the city of Temecula. And compare that to a year ago, we saw 162 new listings. So almost half, not quite half, but almost half the amount of new inventory popping on the market this year compared to last year. And then if we compare that back to May 2022, we saw 228 new homes pop up on the market. So that's a little bit of it's not a great stat, because just seasonally, springtime, we see a lot more inventory pop up on the market. So I don't think that's a great comparison, but you can see, comparing to a year ago, even, less than 100 new listings popping up on the market for the city of Temecula. That is not many at all. So that's a pretty low number. And as we get to the other cities, so city of Murrieta, last year there was 188 new listings popping up on the market. This year there was only 99 new listings popping up on the market. So again, almost half. And then back in May, there was 282 new listings popping up on the market. So again, drastically more. City of Menifee. So last year we saw 204 new listings. This year only 135. And then in May we saw 301. So again, you can see year over year, or comparing back to May, there's definitely less inventory popping up on the market, which is giving less that means there's less choice for buyers. That means there's less opportunities out there. There's less people wanting to sell because maybe they're concerned with what's going on in the market, what they could actually sell their home for, etc. So let's get into the next stat. All right, and so the next stat that we're going to get into is the total number of active listings. So this is available inventory, available homes for sale. So last year at this time, there was 213 available homes for sale in the city of Temecula. This year, we're up to 314 available homes for sale. So that's like a 50% increase. That's a huge change year over year, right? That's a drastically different inventory levels. And what I think is most interesting about that is that we're seeing 101 more available homes for sale, but with almost 100 less new listings popping out the market. So that means there's that lag there in the middle, where there's homes that were listed over the last couple months that haven't sold, that are still available, thus showing us more active inventory. So Last year, 213. This year, we're up to 314 homes to choose from. Back in May, we only had 273 homes to choose from. And that's just a busier season, too. So to have more inventory on the market now compared to May, that's a pretty drastic change. City of Murrieta, you're going to see the same trend. So last year, there was 274 homes available for sale. This year, there's 371 available homes for sale in December. So again, about an extra 100 houses. And then compared back to May, there was only 331 homes available for sale. And again, you have that seasonal difference there as well. So an extra 100 homes in the city of Murrieta as well, just about. City of Menifee, so last year there was only 310 available homes for sale. This year we're up to 423 available homes for sale, and then comparing to back in May, there was only 360. So that's again, you're seeing an extra 113 available homes for sale to choose from in Murrieta, an extra almost 100 in Murrieta, and an extra 101 in Temecula. So it's pretty big differences. You're seeing percentage-wise, those are huge increases year over year, and I think it's just a general indicator from what we're seeing throughout the market is just things have flipped, right? It's not the seller's market that it was. So let's get to the next stat. All right, so the next stat we're going to get into is the average days on market. So this is how long the average home is taking to sell. So City of Temecula, last year the average home was selling in 21 days. That's 3 weeks, obviously. This year the average home is taking now 43 days to sell. So it's really more than doubling the average home is how long the average home is taking to sell. And if we compare back to May, which is again kind of that peak of the market, the average home was selling in just 13 days. So I mean, those are huge differences. This is, I think, a really, really good stat to compare back to May, where we're going to consider where that peak was, because seasonally, we don't really see the days on market change that much, right? In the wintertime, yes, we see less inventory popping on the market. Yes, we see overall less transactions, but it kind of washes out as far as, the homes that are out there still tend to sell in about the same amount of days on market, usually very, very close, within a day or two each year. So to have such a huge swing from May to now, so from 13 days back in May to 43 days, the average home's taking to sell now, I mean, that's 30-day difference. That's a huge difference in just 6-7 months. So I think that's really a great stat to compare and show you where that drastic difference is. City of Murrieta, we see the same trend. So last year the average home was selling in just 18 days. This year the average home is now selling in 50 days. That's a much bigger increase. And then back in May, the average home was selling in just 14 days. So City of Murrieta, I mean, you're getting like 2.5 times longer the average home is taking to sell. That's a huge difference. And then Menifee, again, same deal. So last year, the average home was selling in just 17 days. This year, the average home is selling in just 43 days. And then back in May, they were selling in just 13 days. So again, that's another 30-day difference from 6-7 months ago back in May. So that's a big swing for sure. You're seeing across the board, homes are taking significantly longer to sell than they were earlier this year or last year. Now, the one thing to pay attention to is, or to keep in mind is, although this is a drastic change from what it was, last year and 6 months ago, historically, when the average home is selling in less than 50 days, between 43 and 50 days, that would still be considered really more of a seller's market as far as the timeline goes. Historically, realtors, as we look at it, once the average home is taking really longer than 90 days, that's really when we consider it to be more of a buyer's market. However, looking at the drastic change in just this short period of time, we're definitely considering it more of a buyer's market. I think as we get in the average sales price and we see that average sales price play out over the next few months, I think you're gonna see the difference there too, and it's really gonna show that it is definitely that buyer's market right now. We're seeing homes that are sitting on the market. We're seeing homes that are doing price reductions and having to offer all types of incentives in order to actually sell. So that'll bring us to the next stat we'll get into is price. All right, so then the next stat that we're going to get to is the average sales price for the 3 cities. So City of Temecula is going to be up first, and we'll compare kind of the year-over-year stats, and then again compare back to May. So last year in December, the average home in Temecula, the average sales price was $751,000. This year, the average sales price is actually down to $714,000. And then if we compare back to May, the average sales price is up to $841,000. So that's a huge swing. I mean, you're even just a year over year to see that average sales price dipping. That's surprising because we still saw a lot of appreciation back in spring of 2022, and then especially compared to May. I mean, from 714 to 841 average sales price, that's a huge difference. So I think the stats are a little bit skewed here. I think you probably had some big monsters, a handful of big monster sales prices that kind of skewed that. You know, when you get a bunch of sales over that 2 million range, percentage wise, it's going to kind of skew things. But for sure, the average sales price has dipped. I think that $125,000 difference is probably inaccurate. I don't think most homes have lost $125,000. I think that's pretty far-fetched for sure. But the macro trend you can see is that home prices are dipping for sure. City of Murrieta, you're going to see the same trend. So last year, the average home in the city of Murrieta was selling for $657,000. This year, we're seeing still a higher average sales price of $697,000. So that's still a $40,000 jump year over year. But compared back to May, the average sales price back in May was $765,000. So that's almost a $70,000 difference between May and now. I think that's probably pretty accurate. I think that's what we see on a daily basis. We're seeing the average homes probably are selling between $40,000 to $60,000 less than they were at the peak. And I think this is a really good point to make, though, is still year over year, we're seeing average sales prices up over a 12-month period. Homes have appreciated. So even though over the last 6 months, it's not quite as high as they were. Year over year, we're still seeing appreciation. We're still seeing an average sales price. And if you compare that to 2 years ago, you're still seeing significant appreciation. So that means if you bought a home a year ago, if you bought a home 2 years ago, you've still made quite a bit of equity. It's just that crazy frenzy that we saw back at the beginning of this year that basically is all gone. So Menifee, we're getting to the last city. So you're going to see that basically same trend. The average sales price back in last year for the city of Menifee was $503,000. This year, the average sales price is $527,000, and then compared it back to May, the average sales price was up to $571,000. So again, you're seeing, I guess that's about a almost probably $44,000 swing. From May, so that's pretty accurate from what we're seeing on a daily basis. But still comparing to a year ago, the average home is still appreciated, $24,000. So I think that's pretty accurate. That's what we're feeling ourselves. That's what we're seeing when we're working with our clients. Is over the last 12 months, houses appreciated, but you're not going to get that big premium you're able to get maybe back in May. So I think that's just kind of reality on where things are. So right now, we're definitely considering it to be more of a buyer's market. As a buyer, you're able to come in, you're able to negotiate the price down, especially as homes start to sit. We're seeing more and more price reductions. We're seeing closing cost credits. We're seeing all types of creative stuff. I'm seeing some seller financing options that are out there, which is a lot of people don't even know about that or really understand how that works, and that really was not a thing 12 months ago, right? So I think there's some really creative solutions that are out there, and if you are looking to buy a home, I think there can be some really good pockets of opportunity to be able to get in, especially as a first-time home buyer, or especially if maybe as not like a super strong offer with $400,000 down or anything like that. I think there's some real opportunity. So hopefully the information helps you guys out. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out. You can call, you can text, you can email. Like I said, would love to hear from you guys, and hopefully talk to you soon. Thanks.